Welcome to the World Vegetable Center, where we undertake research and development of vegetables and do capacity building for all types of people. We would like you to come, join us on this journey, and then hear our story and be our ambassador, our supporter. Karibu sana. World Vegetable Center was founded in 1971 as Asian Vegetable Research and Development Center, and then was and is still headquartered in Taiwan, from where we now have 5 regional offices in the world. So the World Vegetable Center, as a name, reflects the growth and dynamism of the institution over the years. The Center for Eastern and Southern Africa of the World Vegetable Center was established here in Arusha on this campus in 1992, so it's 30 years now, in order to provide the needed skills and support to the horticulture sector in this region, Eastern and Southern Africa, and the rest of Africa indeed, to make sure that vegetables become important crops. They contribute to good nutrition, income, and employment creation for men, women, and the youth. Good crop starts with seed. So seed is the first form. And I'm really very proud that the World Vegetable Center holds the world's largest collection of vegetable germplasm, that is planting materials, either seeds or cuttings that we keep and regenerate here for many years for use by scientists, by plant breeders, and other clients throughout the world. The ex-situ storage is in a gene bank, which you are going to see in a moment. It's a gene bank facility. Mostly 75% of what is stored there is African traditional vegetables. You can see what the gene bank is all about. Most of the crops is traditional African vegetables. In terms of history, it started a seed repository in the 90s, and then it became a gene bank. In 2022, right now, we have nearly 5,000 accessions or different types of vegetables, whether they are cultivated or wild or semi-cultivated and semi-improved. They are all here. So in this facility, we have the biggest collection of vegetable germplasm in the world. And so here is a bit of process. We do quality control, as you can see there. We do germination test in this machine there. We do seed extraction on the other part of the farm. Then we dry, and then we package, and we store. One of the functions of the gene bank, apart from the storage of the seeds, is actually to package the seeds that we distribute to farmers to stimulate vegetable production. We have this is what we call seed kit. This the seed kits contains about 11 different varieties of vegetables. We give them away to farmers to plant vegetables for good nutrition, but also on commercial basis if they so desire. So this sorting and packaging is our support to the AgriConnect project in southern Tanzania. The AgriConnect project is a collaborative project between the government of Tanzania and the European Union, and we have already supplied about 5,000 seed kits, these ones, and we are going to supply 8,000 more seed kits. But we also supply seed kits outside the country, like we have done recently, we supplied to Kenya, Ethiopia, and the biggest batch of 5,120 seed kits have actually gone to Eswatini. Laboratory has three parts. One is entomology, where we study all sorts of insects to see what damage they cause on plants, but how can we control them using biological means as well as using chemical means. The second part is called the microbiology section, which deals with the study of bacteria, fungi, and the viruses, and their effects and impact on crops, but also on how to control them. So we explore different ways of controlling them. The third section is what we call a molecular biology section, in which we are studying the DNA molecules to see what do insects consist of in terms of DNA. We are looking at the DNA of plants in order not only to identify DNA, but to see how we can improve the plants we deal with, but also how better we can control the microbes that cause damage to plants. And then the fourth section is what we call in vitro section, and that is still under construction. In vitro section deals with the tissue culture, in which we want to produce good quality, healthy plants from the cells of other plants rather than from seeds. At any level, whether it's small scale, medium scale, or large scale, what they need most is science and technology. And so, as World Vegetable Center, we have set up this whole area to serve as an innovation and demonstration area. What are we demonstrating? We are demonstrating different technologies that are needed for high productive horticulture farming. And so we showcase and test irrigation technology, particularly drip irrigation. We test out and demonstrate protected cultivation. That's why we are using these tunnels or net houses to show what you can produce under protected cultivation. And now it's my pleasure to take you inside some of these tunnel houses to see what our young people under the Vijana Tayari kwa Ajira program are doing. So in this tunnel, we are raising tomato crop at a commercial scale. And you can see that in this small area where you have about 240 plants, you can easily get about 1,000 up to 2,000 US dollars of sales every 4 to 6 months. And so the young people that we have under Tayari kwa Ajira program just raising these tomatoes and different types of crops in order to learn how to do agribusiness practically. So this is a cucumber crop. The crop is not densely planted like the other one, but we make sure that every plant produces around 60 fruits. And in a place like this, you can easily get your millions of Tanzanian shillings if the crop is cared for very, very nicely, like we are doing on this one. And the future of agriculture is going to be soilless. where much of what we eat, particularly in urban areas, will be produced not on the ground like we used to do, but under managed conditions called hydroponics. The water is circulated for 8 hours every day for 3 weeks. That water is mixed with fertilizer, and that process is called fertigation. So the water comes from there. When mature, each one of these salad is or lettuce is around $1 in terms of price, and so you can easily calculate how much in this small space one is likely to get in terms of money. Also, as part of Vijana Tayari kwa Ajira program is this what we call World Veg NSD1. This World Vegetable Center Natural Solar Dryer Model 1. Why Model 1? We made this out of our curiosity and innovation. We want to be able to improve it further. So this is really Model 1, but we have already found that's very, very effective. It dries leafy vegetables in a matter of few hours. The temperature inside goes up as high as 75 degrees centigrade. So we are drying things like spring onion, and then within 3-4 hours should be able to grind and package, or package as they are like this. This is a safe and sure way of drying, but most important in reducing post-harvest losses. Line of business is herbs and spices, whose research and development just started last year. And you can see here we have different types of spices. Climate change. We don't know to what extent climate change will change our cropping system, will affect the varieties we have, and eventually how it will affect our food security. So one of the things we are doing at the World Vegetable Center is to experiment on weather variability and the climate change extremes. In these 3 tunnels, what we are doing is we are subjecting different varieties of crops and high temperatures up to 75 degrees centigrade to see how they will behave in terms of growth, in terms of productivity, in terms of resilience. One good thing is we are finding that some varieties, including amaranth, are able actually to perform under extreme environments, including high heat and high humidity. So we are becoming increasingly confident that in the years to come, we will be one of the leading centers in climate change adaptability in mitigation in agriculture.